all my struggle, I can't forget about it. Really, they know and how I live, they don't know shit about it. These losers fake when they ain't talking, just be real about it. How you talking all that shit when you ain't really about it? Addicted to the struggle, I ain't really live without it. I'm really feeding for success, dog, I can't live without it.
And here we are, live again. I think it's episode 6 now. Welcome, everyone. Cancel Me Later podcast. We got the usual crew in tonight with Zach hosting, a.k.a. him. We got Rachel. We got me. And then tonight, our guest is Dupe. What's up, Dupe? How the Seahawks?
People, how we doing? Spectacular. About to start a dynasty here, 3 out of the next 4. That's how that goes.
Okay.
Let's see if you can keep all those players on the team. How about that?
And he's a huge fan of halftime shows.
Oh, he is.
Yeah. Turning Point crushed it.
Oh, yeah,
They
absolutely.
did.
You turned into that?
I didn't watch any halftime show. I was too busy enjoying the celebration.
Yeah.
Good answer.
They did a good job. They had over 6 million live viewers.
Yeah.
They had, I think, like 3 million on Rumble, and they also had a whole different slew of other networks.
Yep.
So, I mean, that was pretty good. Actually, I think I have the info. Yeah. The show will launch or air on Daily Wire Plus, Real America Voice, TBN, Charge, National News Desk, NTD.com, and OAN News, as well as, I don't think their X stream, they had issues with that or something. I guess because of music copyright or whatnot.
Yeah, some copyright shit.
Yeah, but they were live on YouTube and Rumble. They did a really good job. I mean, they got over 20 million people to tune out from the Bad Bunny halftime show into their halftime show.
Yeah.
So that's pretty wild. And that's not including, like, think about how many people were watching the Super Bowl in groups.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
For
true.
sure.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Like
I mean,
big
when my
groups,
family
too.
gets together, it's like 40 of us.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal for sure. I think next year is going to be even bigger, depending, on who they have.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I think
Yeah.
the Super Bowl ratings in general took a little bit of a ratings hit anyway.
Good.
I guess people are getting fed up with certain things being forced down their throat.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I do
remember
miss
when
that.
10-year low.
you remember when it was the RNC, right? When Kid Rock was doing the RNC. And they were doing
Yeah.
that sound check, and they had that video going around. They were trying to say it was like the whole crowd there. It was like 20 people just doing a sound check. They've been posting that, trying to say that was the halftime show for TPUSA.
Yeah.
You're going to be kidding me.
Nah, they can't be honest.
No,
No.
they can't.
All the truth makes them look bad. Period. It doesn't matter what it is.
That
Nope.
is true.
They are moralless, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Speaking of moralist people, tonight's main topic is about money, power, and control. So, I mean, it's basically like when too much wealth is accumulated at the top, it's normally because people with loose or no morals can be bought. And what that does is allows people with a lot of money to also buy people at lower standards and then help build them up. One of the reasons I bring that up is because do you ever wonder why news anchors make like $25-30 million for just sitting there and reading a teleprompter? Isn't that a little insane, don't you think? You think that's a job that pretty much probably 60-70% of this country could do? Yeah. It's because they're good at giving you the BS. They're good at feeding you propaganda and making you buy into it. The way their body language is, the inflection in their voice, how they portray their emotion. I mean, we've seen a lot of these times where politicians are doing all these emotional stunts. We've seen AOC crying at the cages that kids were being kept in at the border that I think Obama built, or like that idiot Mayor Frey sitting there and crying at George Floyd's casket. And there's one thing Game of Thrones taught me is never trust a Frey to begin with. So that guy is definitely sketchy. So,
Nice.
but the other thing is greed also makes it easier for the wealthy to control people. I feel like this you see a lot in our society right now, especially in our government, that a lot of the elite and wealthy people take control of all these politicians by the promise of wealth or the promise of some kind of MGO funding, because you constantly see this money get funded right back into them. I mean, case in point, like the Clinton Foundation. I mean, I believe they used the money to like buy Hillary Clinton's or not Hillary, Chelsea Clinton's wedding dress and have her wedding. And she's gotten millions of dollars. I think they got a mansion out of it. You look at the
And she
fraud
got paid
scheme.
too. Like she was like supposedly on staff, right?
Oh yeah.
Through the Clinton Foundation. Yeah.
And you got people
corrupt.
like in Minnesota, you know,
Mhm.
getting all this money. Like, look at the winery that has like no storefront, no products for sale that Ilhan Omar is running. Like, there's literally nothing. It's just a front for her to launder taxpayer money. It seems like, allegedly.
That's what it's all about. Yeah. It's all about money. I mean, they're all bought in some way.
Yeah. I mean, it's the
Really,
promise
like-
of wealth that buys people. What are you gonna say?
Yeah.
Somebody came out recently and said that during the Obama administration, the Clinton Foundation was the largest organized crime foundation in the world.
No
As
doubt.
Secretary of State, she had access to everything around the world, and that money laundering, when you have a global situation going on, can get completely out of hand.
No doubt. There's not a doubt in my mind. That's true.
I'll say I think the Democrat Party is probably even bigger than that now.
I'm sure she has a mercenary too on her payroll.
Yes, she has. The Clintons have left a string of bodies along the way that's been somewhat related to them in their political endeavors.
For sure.
So, allegedly, they could be involved.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So let me just get back into this promise of wealth. And the promise of wealth motivates people. How do you guys feel about all these paid protesters and agitators? The fact that there's so much wealth accumulated at the top and there's so little on the bottom because we have that massive wealth gap now. People can be bought easily. You know, also living in a society that doesn't put Christ first anymore, that means there's a lot less morals too. So people just like, well, you know, if I'm going to be able to pay my bills, I'll go out there and be an agitator, and I'll go, you know, kick in a cop car light or throw rocks or whatever. How do you guys feel about that? You think that there's too much wealth at the top and that, you know, it's causing a lot more problems than it's actually helping anymore? You know, I feel like that gap has gotten so big that, you know, it makes controlling people a lot easier in our society, especially without morals.
I mean, if it wasn't wealth, it would just be something else, right? Like, they're going to control anything they can control, whether it's wealth or something else. But, you know, I mean, the most frustrating fucking thing about it is how, you know, go back to the news anchors and shit, the people on these media outlets and shit that take tens of millions of dollars a year just to fucking lie to the American people, just lie and divide and all this shit. It's insane to me. You know, and you get the same thing with the people funding these riots and, well, protests, whatever you want to call them, these
Yeah, riot
domestic
sounds about
terrorist
right.
events. Yeah.
I don't know about. I wouldn't say like there's a discrepancy between elites and, you know, the poor. I would say it's I would say what they need to crack down on are these 501(c)(3)s. Okay, that it's been proven. They found that these are nonprofits. They don't have to pay taxes. Organizations, and they are paying these protesters, and they're under these umbrella 501(c)(3)s, these big ones, and there's like, I mean, hundreds of them, and they're all taxes exempt, and they're able to pay these protesters $20 an hour. So I mean, if you don't want to work, it's just really incentivizing them. Like, that needs to stop. That needs to be investigated. That needs to stop. The money needs to dry up. This isn't normal protesting, organic. It's just not. It's all paid, and it's getting violent. It's not even peaceful anymore. And you're putting these law enforcement officers, ICE and officers in harm's way, and it's not right. It's not fair. It has to be stopped at some point. I don't know, but
Sorry, guys, I'm dealing with an issue over here. I'm sorry. We're not live on.
I'm
X
so
right now.
happy you're apologizing.
We're not live on
You need to
it.
apologize.
We're not live on X.
Oh no.
What happened?
Dupe, what did you do?
Mm.
Absolutely nothing. was about ready to say something. I think I'm picking up what John's putting down,
Uh-huh.
but I'll wait until our ex-friends are able
Yeah, do
to
we want to
access.
do you want to wait? What do you want to do?
I just shared the YouTube link, so hopefully they can join from there.
Yes, it is
Yeah.
live on YouTube, and of course, Rumble's still not working.
Oh,
That's about right. Technical difficulties. We're good though. My bad. I was just letting you guys know we wasn't live on X.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's weird though. I don't know why we've been fine with that, but back to business. Dupe, drop your knowledge.
Yeah, no. So I think Rachel was saying with the 501c3s,
Three. Yes, thank you.
there are so many of them. They're untouchable for such a large extent, and their tax exempt status allows more money to be funneled through. And so if I'm following John, the money's got to come from somewhere. And if you look at the disparity, yes, there's a giant disparity. And if it is coming from these groups of people, especially the Soroses, we see where all their funding goes. It's got to go into something to then trickle it down to the people that will help their cause. And when we have this situation where there's a bunch of lazy people that would rather be out there being a fake protester, that's their funnel, that's their opportunity. There's a lot of little soldiers out there for these charities that aren't acting charitable in any way, shape, or form.
No.
No, I mean, like,
You're absolutely right.
they don't even pay like Starbucks very well, working at a warehouse very well. I mean, federal minimum wage is still awfully low, if I remember correctly. Was it $7.25 still?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And what this does is by paying like the $20 an hour to be a paid agitator or protester, that's a massive jump from like what they're probably capable of doing in the first place. You know, maybe like physical labor jobs that are paying like $10 to $15 an hour, working at a Starbucks, working at a local retail shop, you know, being a door greeter at like Costco or something. So this is them being able to sit there and get out all their frustration, all their anger, and cause destruction and mayhem, and then on top of it get paid.
Right.
How do you even want to be someone that does that though?
That's where morals come in.
Like how do you exactly? I mean, how do you want to be the guy that lies to Americans on the on the TV or on the radio, or be the guy that shows up at a protest and gets paid to bite off ICE agents' fingers and shit?
Just wild.
Right.
I don't think it's morals, dude. I think it's pure fucking evil. I mean,
but see that's right there. That's the absence of morals. So when I think about the people that are leading the charge and all this, they tend to be godless people. You know, they might have grown up in religion, but they all leave religion, and this is what we get. We get godless people because now they don't believe anybody's above them. When you have somebody that is God-fearing, that means that there's somebody that's still going to judge their actions. When you have somebody at the top that is godless, there's nobody above them to judge their actions. There's nobody above them to put them in their, in the chains of accountability, so to speak. You'd have to do something so ridiculous that you get caught on like 50 different cameras, live television, streaming for the world to see, and then maybe you'll see some accountability. Maybe you'll see some jail time, because right now, I mean, we've seen the horrible stuff that's come out with those Epstein files, and we still don't see anybody being put in those handcuffs, being put behind bars, being put in a firing line for the disgusting things that they did to children.
I know. And
this is where we're at. We're dealing with godless people. This is why I personally would prefer to be in a Christian nation where somebody like has a like person above them looking down and judging their actions and making sure that they're going to do the right thing in society, as opposed to just being a selfish person and only caring about their end means. I mean, Bill Gates is definitely one of those godless people. There's no doubt in my mind.
Mm-hmm. I think you're going to have that no matter what, right? Like that's why God gave us free will.
Of course.
And so we can have the most Christian nation. And not that I disagree with you. Mm-hmm. There need to be more leaders, and we definitely, like, the next generation needs to be educated, you know, especially like in morals and values. I'm not saying that. But what I will say is it's the top elite, you know, that are the evil ones. And then the ones under them, to me, I feel like it's like a fault, like an ignorance. They literally play on their emotions of their morals, of their perceived morals and values, you know, and that's how they hook them in. So I think it's more of a deception for, you know, like the soldiers on the ground. I think it's more of just a deception from the higher ups and the organized protesters, because they're organized. These organizations that are tax exempt, they are organized. They know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly the chaos that they want to bring about, and they don't care who they manipulate to do it. And they get them all hyped, like they hype them up, you know, to do all of this, and it's ending in death, and it's really, really sad. It's really sad.
It's really coordinated too, right? With the signal chats, and I mean, it's very
Yeah.
organized. Yeah,
Extremely organized.
like militarily, it's crazy
I know.
how deep it goes.
Yep.
But somehow we can't figure out who's dropping off pallets of
Right.
bricks and shit at riots and all these different things, right?
Right.
Or we're just not saying it. I mean, it's wild.
What do you
Well,
think?
so we were intended to be a Christian nation. That's how it was built. There's a story about a conversation between one of the founding fathers and a priest or some clergyman, and that conversation had come up about the separation of church and state, and the interpretation that we're seeing now is that it needs to be separated from government, whereas the intention was government needed to be Christian but not controlled by the church,
Yes.
as it was
Yep.
in England.
You're absolutely right.
So that's why our money says, "In God we trust." We are intended to be a Christian nation.
Yeah.
The devil is doing his business, and that's where we see a lot of the evil that's creating the more modern interpretation of our Constitution.
Yeah. So well
Absolutely.
said, Dupe. Excellent job. Perfectly said. Yes.
Very well said, actually.
Very well said. I know.
All right, I have a little something to share here. I had it up before.
Dupe, are you so happy the Seahawks won? Are you so happy? I was actually really happy for you that they did.
I'm doing a total victory tour right now. When 2026 starts, I'll go back to ground zero. But for now, we're at the top of the mountain, and no one can take that.
I'm so I won't take that from you. It's well deserved. I'm so happy for you, and I'm happy for Zach because he, you know, he got a lot of donations for his campaign.
I was
Go ahead.
secretly rooting for you, dude.
Yeah, I think we all were.
All right, so here we go. So I wanted to show everybody real quick the governor's salary by state 2026, because you should probably know exactly how much money your governors are making off of you. I mean, obviously you got New York there. Pennsylvania, this was kind of shocking. It was pretty high. Not surprised about Connecticut or California, Massachusetts. I mean, so you can see these people are getting paid pretty well. You know, you do have a couple of cheap ones down there: Maine, Colorado, Arizona, Oregon. Surprisingly, I was surprised about Colorado at 90,000. But the reason I bring this up is that this seems like fairly reasonable.
I think it's reasonable. Yeah,
Fairly?
I think that's completely reasonable.
So
I
then,
mean, what was the most? 250? That's not. That's reasonable, especially for New York and the cost of living.
fairly reasonable.
However,
However,
dun, dun, dun.
I wanted to show you the top 10 highest paid mayors in the U.S. based on 2026 data. So why do you think mayors are making that much money or that much money or that much money? I mean, a lot of these mayors are making far more than the governor. And trust me, you don't want to see the city council numbers in the six-figure ranges.
Oh
What do they all-
my goodness.
What do they all have in common?
They
They're all
have a
Democrat.
lot of Democrats in there.
Yeah.
Remember, this is your socialist mayor right here,
Baby
Zoran
Blue.
Mandani, making
I mean,
a quarter
Karen
of $1 million.
Bass.
Karen
Ruins
Bass,
LA.
Brandon
It's-
Johnson.
Yep. Oof. Wow.
It's pretty wild, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But wait, there's more. Had to bring out my scary movie joke.
That's not legit without the drool and shit. Do better next time.
Do better.
All right, so check this out. Los Angeles Department of Water and Power to be paid $750,000. And here's the crazy part: replaces the current general manager, who was paid $435,000. Now, this was May 15th, 2024. So yes, this was before the big fires that happened in the Palisades and surrounding areas. Paid $750,000. That's a government position.
Wow. That is and that's
Fucking awesome.
Department of Water and Power, and they've been having water
Yes.
issues. It's not like he's doing anything to fix that or hasn't done.
And the reservoirs were
The
pretty much
reservoir- yeah.
empty. Yeah.
Wow. And not just that, but there was a project with the reservoirs. I forgot, like some stupid amount of money, and it hasn't even been like touched at all.
Yep.
It's crazy.
I think Nick Shirley is in California right now, isn't he?
Yes, he is. You're right.
Newsom been quiet.
So I'm just trying to give you an idea of like how much money is going to politicians and other government roles, and the fact that it gets higher as you go further down the ladder.
That's
Isn't that
weird.
crazy? So how are
Makes
these
sense.
governors so incredibly rich to begin with? That's the question you need to be asking yourself.
How are most of our government officials so incredibly rich to begin with, right? I mean, you have some that weren't, but
And I'm okay with like the older ones who are successful in business and they sell their businesses and they go like Vivek, and like it makes like there are that do well in the private sector and then they switch into politics.
that's not.
You find
most
that, I
of
guess,
them, though.
more. Not most of them, no.
That is
No,
a good
I guess
point.
not.
And that's exactly why I didn't want to show their actual wealth of our congressional members. Instead, I figured I'd show you most profitable Congress traders of 2024. Look who there.
That's what you need to show.
Look at that. Oh, would you look at that? Would you look at that?
Look at
Not Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah,
Wow.
24.1. Look at Mitt Romney. The guy that says he's a Republican, but we all know he's a rhino.
Mm.
That
you
is
know?
that is so wrong on so many levels.
Mitch McConnell can barely even move, and he's still racking in the dough.
Yeah, he
Even
Dude,
yeah.
bro freezes up a lot, man. I seen some videos of him not long ago.
Well, how about this?
Just
Congressional
froze, man.
portfolio performance versus the S&P 500. So if you're wondering how all these people are getting rich, it's called selling information to our congressional members so they can get rich, and then they can make these laws or regulations that help all these massive corporations or whatever these wealthy rich people want. Clearly, this type of stuff means that they're not working for the American people, except
Yeah.
for maybe Chip Roy, who is at negative 59%. He might be doing something for us.
Yeah, most of
McConnell,
them
obviously,
are,
he fell off because he's just like a stat. He's like Weekend at Bernie's, just gets dragged around.
Well,
But
I
look
think-
at Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's got a little bit in there. She's got some stake in the game.
Oh, she took a chunk for sure. Most,
Yeah,
Mitch
there's
McConnell.
Ro
I think someone else kind of came in behind Mitch McConnell when he was barely alive, like right now.
Yeah.
So they're probably losing some of his money, but this shit's insane, man.
Isn't it?
I don't know, I don't know why we fucking allow this. Why do we why do we just let these people get in Congress and do all this crazy shit? Trade stocks, insider stock trading and all this shit for decades, man. I mean, Mitch McConnell, how old was Mitch McConnell when he even went into office? He was probably a nice young man,
Yeah.
It's insane to me. And then they never work. They're nothing like we are out here, right?
Nope.
Not nothing like us. They put them on a fucking 8-point system. You know what I mean? Let them point out and lose their fucking seats in a couple of days. I mean, it's crazy
And this is
how
the
far we've
problem.
let Congress go.
This is the problem I have with the wealth gap is that to me, I don't believe that a lot of these people getting paid this type of money fits their job description. Like
No.
$750,000 to completely screw up California's water reservoir, make sure plenty of areas burn, and you're getting paid $750,000. That's just ridiculous. I'm pretty sure like 30% of the people in this country could do that job and actually do it better and make sure the
Sure.
stuff is done.
Absolutely.
It's just wild to me that people are getting paid this much. And when I actually went through the Department of Water and Power in Los Angeles, the majority of people in there were making over 6 figures.
Right.
Like
That is
your
so
taxpayer
correct.
money is not going to make your life better. It is going to these politicians, and then they're like little, helpers that come in, that they get into these roles, and then they just keep paying them money to do whatever they're told to do. They are
Yeah.
not making American lives better, which is why it's
No.
so important we need to vote these politicians out of office. We have got to find people that care about making the country great again, like this guy down here, unless he's above me. I don't know which way he's on the screen.
Somewhere on here.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
It's
And
Duke. Talking about Duke. No,
And I believe that even more with that is that we need more Christians in office, because I want people that are going to sit there and question if they're doing the right thing, not people that are like, well, it's going to make me money, so screw the people out there. Oh, well, a couple people may die in a fire. Oh, well, at least I'm going to have, $750,000 yearly. That's just ridiculous to me.
I mean, I don't think it has to be Christians, right? I mean, just working class Americans. That's
Yeah.
all. That's all that's supposed to be there.
But see, the problem that I have with that is that they can still be corrupted. A lot of people, when they get the taste of power, when they get the taste of money, and they can start affording things they've never had before in their life. I mean, we see this all the time in professional sports where people grow up in poverty, they get rich, and then they become a completely different person.
A lot of those
Absolute
people are
power
Christians,
corrupts
too.
absolutely. And
Yeah.
to me,
Mhm.
I like somebody that has a moral structure, a moral foundation.
Not every Christian does, though.
That is
Yeah.
100% true.
They claim to be Christians. It's like sheep's and wolves clothing,
Yes.
you know. So it's never a guarantee. It's always about your heart, and your own conviction with God and your fear of God,
Yes.
and how that can be swayed. You can even go into it with a pure motive and then get swayed by the love of money, even as a Christian. It's about just, I think that we need to have a whole system, a different system of accountability
Mhm.
to, for these congressmen, whether it's in the Senate or Congress, to be held accountable to their constituents, and even, yeah. I agree. I think Zach, you even brought something up based on I forgot what you based their you put it out there. I think it was just it was a cool idea.
Like
I don't think you
performance
a performance based.
thing, right?
Yeah.
Just like anybody at their job,
Right.
And they have to be held accountable at like every level too. It's not just fiscally. It's not these people get in there and you're seeing it right now. I mean, you're talking almost 90% of Americans want the SAVE Act passed, and Democrats
Right.
are absolutely against it. That's their constituents too, right? So
Right.
like if you're just like ignoring your constituents and not doing something that they want you to do, you should lose your fucking seat.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, you were put there to do a job for people who elected you, right? And if
Yeah.
you're ignoring to do that, you shouldn't have that seat. It should be vacated. Gaslighting, the lies and shit that come out of Congress they're fucking disgusting, man. I can't it's one of the things that piss me off more than anything else is watching a congressman like fucking Eric Swalwell get on X and post a video of the dumbest fucking lie you could even work up.
Yep.
And people just fall for it because their base can't think for themselves. They got to be held accountable for all that shit.
Right. What do you think, Dupe? Before I go into that, let me just read the chat. So Estina said, "Hey, Dupe, I want to see you collect." Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
It's awesome.
Well, what I believe is our politicians weren't meant to be career politicians. It was more of an actual civil service thing where civilians were involved. Now they say once you're there, you're no longer a civilian, but you're a civil servant. Makes no sense. How did they get there? They're the ones that write the laws. They're the ones that create for themselves. And along the way, integrity was thrown out the window.
Yep.
And it was an easy pill to swallow because of the fat wad of cash that was going into your bank account.
Right.
So voting them out and getting new people in is about the only possible thing that's available to us at this point.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's not a lot of Zachs out there. And so the job itself is attracting these less moral people. We've got a ton of fake Christians that will act Christian on their platform to get elected. And then you see guys like Mike Johnson will use it as some form of a show to make himself appear more holier than thou. I don't believe any of them. At this point, the job attracts, for the most part, it attracts people that aren't fit to serve. And you end up creating rules and laws that enrich you, your friends. And yes, you have to use the big corporations to get there faster. Why would they get rid of these things? Why would they change it? We're at a point of no return for the most part.
Absolutely.
I think there are a lot of me out there, right? A lot of people like me. I think they're extremely discouraged from like running for office or anything like that. But another thing they do is they keep us down, you know? Like we're out here living paycheck to paycheck. It's hard to it's hard to even start a campaign, you know what I mean? When you're working a full-time job, you can't even do that shit. And you know what? You know, they have like FEC rules, you know what I mean, where you can actually pay yourself a salary based off of like the job you left to run for whatever office, a certain percentage or whatever. And it's frowned upon for people to do that. So I mean, you can't really be someone, you know what I mean, a working class American and just comfortably run for office.
Yeah,
they discourage the shit out of us,
and that's that wealth gap in play. Because back in the 90s, you know, the top 1% probably only had about 20-25% of the wealth in the world. Now that top 1%, you know, is getting near the halfway point. I believe, I can't remember the exact thing, but I'm pretty sure it's like 80% of stocks are traded by the 20% wealthiest people. So like we really don't get the opportunity to even enrich ourselves anymore. Like the American dream that you were being told, you come here, you work hard, you'll get that money, you can invest that money will grow. We don't see that much anymore. It's very difficult to do unless you're like a true innovator. So the American dream has kind of fallen off quite a bit. And like I said, when we get that massive wealth gap, that means there's more money for these people that are trying to control our country with communism, socialism, to hand out to those people willing to do the fucked up things that these guys don't have to worry about doing. It's just like when you see these like social influencers sit there online and they're like, we need to go and hunt these people down and shoot them right now. They're not getting out of their fat fucking chair to go and do it themselves. They're sitting right there and they're hoping that these people out there listening are going to do it for them.
Absolutely.
And that's a major problem because these people are getting paid. Like the Krasensteins, you know farewell when they're sitting there like, oh, demonetize me on X. I don't care. Somebody's probably paying these men to sit there and push all their propaganda bullshit. Right?
Yeah.
And I know Zach has something to say about them.
Yeah.
Come on, Zach. What do you got to say about the Krasensteins or that idiot Brian Shapiro?
Shut up,
Come
bitch.
on.
There it is.
I think we're gonna do a new segment. Maybe. What do you guys think about a "Shut Up, Bitch" segment on here?
Let's
I
do
know.
it.
We'll have to see. Like, how about the listeners if they want to hear "Shut Up, Bitch"?
That'll make some fire merch, right? Just "Shut Up, Bitch" on a t-shirt.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. When it comes to campaign, and I've been volunteering for Zach's campaigns some, and I've gotten more into the FEC and looking at donations and other people's campaigns, whether it be Democrats, even Republicans. And that's where I see the largest disparity. You're absolutely correct. They're bought, they're paid for, by these special interest groups, by these lobbyists, and it's hard to compete with that as a grassroots candidate. It just really is. The system is rigged against the working man, and that's what we need. And that's what is just like what Dupe was explaining earlier. That's what our forefathers intended when they wrote the Constitution and designed our republic. It was for the farmer, the farmer, the regular person, small business owner, to volunteer on their off time, you know, um, and go, and the only reason why they were paid was a stipend just for their travel expenses, and that was it. It didn't support them, full time, and that's it has gotten so it's become an industry in itself, um, a complete monopoly, and it's really really sad.
It is. It's bad
Yeah,
when like the biggest statement that can be made about a campaign is they're not going to win because they don't have enough money, right? Well,
it's
it's such a
ridiculous.
fucking bullshit
That should
statement,
not
man.
be happening in America,
It shouldn't.
but it's
You,
the reality sometimes. Yeah,
that shit should have people like sick to their stomach. You know what I mean? If I don't have enough money, if I don't raise enough money, I don't beat a fucking Soros backed Democrat, right? That's destroying
right.
the state of Illinois. That's insane. So what's that say about the voters? I mean, why does money matter more than work or anything else?
I think it's more about getting your message out there, and that's what costs so much money,
It's
right?
because people
So,
don't. Yeah. Go ahead.
no. So, I mean, that's where it's like if you have more campaign finances, and we've talked to Daniel Keenan, who's running for Arizona, he's congressman in Arizona, and amazing grassroots candidate, absolutely incredible. Um, and he's shared with us, his wins, but also the struggle of running a grassroots campaign and not becoming compromised and running on your promises and sticking to that. It's very difficult just because you don't have the marketing, money to put your name out there. You just don't. And so you have to become viral. You have to get your name out there in a very organic way. Um, and so we have to do a better job at supporting our grassroots candidates. Have
I
to,
agree.
have to, have to, have to, have to, have to.
We do, and voters have to start like stop waiting for people to be shown to you, man. You gotta go find them.
Oh,
Right.
absolutely.
This is why the money thing's so important, because we don't research. As for the most part, we don't research. We don't look into candidates. We
Mm,
don't educate ourselves on people, and so we're just
true.
waiting to see them on TV. See, we want to see those ads, right? And see who paid the most money and made the nicest ad. Pretty much is where I feel like we're at.
And we're in a pivotal point in history where if you're not getting out there and doing it right now, I mean, listen, you're going to have to cut some of your personal pleasures. You're going to have to make some sacrifices to take the time and start looking at the people running for office, especially local,
Yeah.
city councils, school councils, mayors, all of this stuff. Because if you do not, this is what's going to happen when you get these people voted into office. They're going to redistrict you like this, by the Wall Street apes. 47% of Virginia voted for Trump. They will now get just 9% of the seats. That is what they're doing in Virginia. They're going to rig the game to make sure that you'll never be able to get a Republican in there. Is that good? No.
And how does that happen? That just happens because there's Republicans not standing up against that and not fighting that per se. Like, how do they even get away with that?
Well, look at this. Now you have
Oh,
a
I know.
lifelong
I
Democrat
posted about this today
in North Carolina. Kate Barr just submitted on camera. She's running as a
on
fake
camera.
Republican. I'm not a real Republican. You know what? Let me make sure I have the audio. I'm going to pull that back up. We'll actually play the audio on that one because this is ridiculous. She actually
Yeah.
admits to it. Oh my
Yeah.
lord! Come on, work with me. Work with me.
While he's getting that done, I just
Riverside.
want to say hello to Mike at 12:57, Grizzly, Greg. So nice to have you, Joe. What's up, Joe? So happy y'all are here.
Yeah.
Here
Joe,
we go.
Steve, Astina.
I'm not a real Republican. Like, I am telling people the truth. I knock on a door and I say I'm running in the Republican primary, but I'm not a Republican. I'm a progressive. I'm running as a Republican in the Republican primary for Congressional District 14 because that is where the actual competition happens in our gerrymandered district. It happens in the primaries. Like, if you're in a district that is a lock for Democrats, that Democratic primary is where the competition is. And quite frankly, while the can't win strategy is about building for the long term and like building our bench and being ready for fair maps in 2030, we got to fucking win right now
Sure.
because we are in an emergency, like a democratic emergency. And so the place I can win is as a fake Republican.
Can you believe that shit?
Why
I
can't we
can.
do that? Why can't we do that then?
Because
Don't
the
run as
Democrats
Democrats.
will sit there and they'll sniff you out and they'll call you out and they'll plaster it everywhere. Republicans have no spine. They're never going to sit there and be like, look at this bitch. Look at this bitch. She's lying. They don't do that. They don't care.
Well, keep in mind, too,
Mike-
it's not really popular to be a Democrat right now. So
That's true. And Mike did say, Rachel, they got away with it in Virginia because they elected a Democrat governor plus 2 Democratic senators. They had a 6-5 Congress, and they're trying to make it 10-1 by gerrymandering. I know, Mike. It's crazy. We got to stop it. Got to
So
stop it.
I think you
We
guys
really do.
you get the point that the government is basically a giant Ponzi scheme now.
Yeah.
They're sitting there, they're playing the game just to get elected in a position of power, just to make money off of you. Honestly, taxation is theft now. I do not feel like I'm getting the bang for my buck. I do not feel like there's more police out there, there's more firefighters, there's better medical services. I don't believe the air is a better quality. I don't believe the water is, clear and tastes better. All these things. We are not getting our bang for our buck. We're paying a ridiculous amount in taxes just to pay people so they can sit there and campaign to get elected. That's
Yeah.
their freaking job.
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Mhm.
People got to
That's
wake
what-
up.
So it kills me about the people dividing this side too. I think we're seeing not less and less of it, but I think we're starting to see now that it was a lot of noise. I don't think it's as significant as it felt like at first. But I hate it, man. They come on here and they support pieces of shit like Thomas Massey. They get these loud ass echo chambers going on, and they support people like Rand Paul and Thomas Massey because they support something that's not realistic. They feed their base just full of shit that sounds good, but it doesn't make sense. It's not something that can actually be done. So now we're supporting shit candidates that have been in Congress for over a decade and haven't done shit for anyone. And we're fighting about it all day long. You know what I mean? Like who's talking about the Republican that's challenging Thomas Massey, right? We need to be
Right.
getting loud about that guy, checking him out. Maybe
so
he sucks.
Right.
I don't know. But
Yeah.
one of these days, I can't wait to interview like Candace Owens from whatever mental hospital she's in. Get her on the podcast. And
Didn't she just admit all of her stuff was lies?
probably.
No. I haven't seen that.
Rachel's like,
Steve,
no.
we see you. Steve, we see you. I see you, Steve. Sorry I missed you. And then Grizzly said money equals name recognition and messaging. It is so true.
It's horseshit though. Like I get it to an extent, but it shouldn't be the deciding factor of an election, right? Or of a campaign.
Yeah.
I mean,
A
does
lot of it comes
anybody
to-
here feel like these people deserve the money they're getting these days? Like any of them? Why do these politicians get to live wealthy lives? I mean, we know that the ones that are making less pay are all at the tippy top of the totem pole, but all these city councils and mayors making these ridiculous salaries. Why should they be able to live a wealthy life? What are they
Why-
doing
why-
that's making anything better?
Why does a Senate candidate need to raise $20-30 million?
That's another great question.
They don't. Dude, what were you
Why
gonna
is that a
say?
thing?
Dude, give us all the answers to what we just said.
Yeah, come on, dude.
Everything.
The answers are we're fucked, but in the meantime, you guys, was it last year or the year before, Congress was all getting together and complaining about inflation and how it's impacting their lives, and now they need to vote for themselves to get a raise?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
They get to be the ones who get themselves out of inflation while not doing anything for us, as you've been talking about. It's insane. Obviously, we have heard all of the stories out of California and the endless money pits that they fill up with money, and it just gets drained with nothing coming to fruition. Their fast rail thing, they've had all these highway situations, the water stuff we were just talking about. They don't get anything done. The thing is, California is a little bit more in our face and prominent, so we hear about it. I'm in Idaho. I'm starting to hear about a bunch of crazy things that these guys are doing here, and this is bright red.
Yeah. You're gonna
Same
see
thing
it
in
everywhere.
Tennessee. Yeah, you see it everywhere. I mean, it's true.
These,
and then
these
when
Republicans, they're. Go ahead.
no,
We
it's
have
okay.
creature comforts now that are insane compared to what they were 100 years ago. We all have indoor plumbing and running water. 100 years ago, there was not a thing for people like us.
You know, that's actually
Now,
a great
today.
point.
Yeah, so we have it so good that we don't build a need inside of ourselves to go and find the people like Zach, the people that we want to replace the bad guys and represent us moving forward.
Right.
We got TV, we're distracted, we've got these phones in our hands that give us access to every form of entertainment. I have
Mass
wasted
weapon
so
of
many hours of my life.
distraction.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mike says, John, you would be surprised how much Illinois state senator makes for 70 days of work per year. 128K is what they're expected to earn this year. And then when they shut down the government, they still get paid. That's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
then
a
they get
problem.
paid when they
That's
leave
disgusting.
office. They get
Yeah.
paid for life.
It's
Why?
ridiculous.
For what purpose? And you know, back to what Deepa's saying, like 100
I don't
years
think
ago,
I don't think that's true for Congress.
I think for Congress it is.
I don't think so.
Mm.
I'd hold off on that. I don't think that's true.
All right.
Joe, we love ass kissers, by the way.
But I want to go back to what Dupa's saying. When we didn't have running water, we didn't have the infrastructure. We elected politicians to actually make that happen, and they got the stuff done. And we built up the country, and we got better, and our infrastructure got better. What improvements have happened now? Like, we have bullet trains that are like siphoning billions of dollars that don't get built. We have billions of dollars going to charging stations when there's like less than 500 being built. Where, like, nothing is getting done. I mean, they promise, we're going to deal with the war on drugs. Drugs is worse than ever.
It's money laundering. It's
Crime.
literally
We're going to
money
get crime
laundering.
down. Crime is
It
worse
really
than
is.
ever. It's so bad that they actually have to fake statistics. And we saw this happen in Washington, D.C. I know Zach knows that, like, Chicago, Illinois is probably flubbing the numbers too.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
gross, dude. It's gross. Really gross.
Yeah.
The shit's insane, man. I don't know how we stop it from happening when we have all the division happening, man.
Yeah.
You have the answers, but they know how to make the answers not matter.
Yeah.
It's a sick ass game, man, full of professionals that have a damn handwritten manual on how to just stop the American people.
And I think there's such a huge disappointment. There was so much hope when Trump took office. There was a hope. I think that it was too big to rig. There was still a lot of election fraud going on, but we the people, stood up, and it was so encouraging. But then to see what is not being accomplished because of Congress and the Senate, he can't do it by himself. And it's discouraging. It really, really is. And Mike said jail is the answer. Jail the politicians. Who's going to jail them?
That's
Who's
the problem.
going to do it?
They're at the
So
top
one's
of the
doing
totem pole.
So-
unless there's
so-
like a civil war, and then like we really, I don't know.
So they
Lock
can
them in our
keep living off our
basements?
tax dollars? No,
Exactly.
they're traitors.
Or we just stop paying taxes. But that won't happen.
You know, when I see
We won't
like,
get
people-
organized enough just to stop paying taxes.
So recently, there was a couple reps that went to jail over fraud or money laundering, or whatever. And sometimes it feels like it's like when you look at the mafia and they're like, "Well, somebody got caught. All right, which one of you people want to go to jail?" And they'll be like, "All right, well, we're going to send you. You're going to be the person that takes the fall for everything, and then this way we can keep doing everything we need to do." That's what it feels like sometimes. It feels like, when they get caught. All right, well, we're gonna tell everything's gonna put the blame on you. We're gonna nail it down. We're gonna be like, this person was awful. They did terrible things. We want justice. We want the law to enact it. But then they just keep going about doing their fraud schemes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who is going to be the person to put these people behind bars?
It's not Pam Bondi. I'll tell you
Certainly
that.
not.
It's not anyone. It's us. Right?
Yeah. It has to be us. I mean, I don't.
You can't put them behind bars, but you can vote them out. That's about the only thing we have left. And if you don't do it, and we start moving even closer to like the socialism, which then becomes communism like it always does,
Yeah.
then you're going to be sitting
Always.
there, you're going to be stripped of all your guns, and you're going to be wondering how you got in this place to begin with. And you're
Yeah.
probably going to starve and die because communism has never worked. It continues to destroy people. China keeps struggling with communism. North Korea, people are starving to death. So, like, don't sit there and think like, it's going to get better. It will never get better under communism. Will never get better under socialism. Capitalism was the only system that brought people out of poverty because it incentivized people to work. So you got to get out there and you got to vote. You have to vote. You have to be involved.
So, New Mexico. Okay. This is for everybody in New Mexico. Senate passes SB 17, an unconstitutional gun control package undermining 2A rights, targeting lawful gun owners or criminals, bans gas operated semi auto firearms, bans 50 cal rifles, bans mags holding more than 10 rounds. It's ridiculous. Mandates centralized record keeping of purchased identities and firearm serial numbers. The bill is headed to the House today. You're right, Zach. I mean, they are slowly taking away and chipping into socialist policies and taking our rights away.
I am right.
I know you are.
Zach's always
Ah.
right. He needs to get
That's why I'm
a hat.
volunteering for your campaign.
Attitude. I heard today, I haven't like verified this myself, but I heard today that Illinois is starting to allow AR-15 style guns in gun shops again.
Nice.
But they have like built-in 10-round magazines. And that's all you can do with them.
What? I don't
Yeah.
understand. So you have to load it, the magazine within the gun, and you
Yep.
can't take the magazine out.
Yep.
What?
I'm gonna check it out this weekend. I think I'm gonna.
I
I'm
wonder
gonna
if
see
you
what
could
the
take
fuck
it, if you
they're
could buy
talking
it and then rig it,
about. Oh,
like
absolutely.
alter it.
Yeah,
I mean, you would have to, right?
100%.
Like that's crazy. What do you think, Dupe?
I think
valued
I know all
guest.
the right people. I have all the right people to modify that gun exactly the way it needs to be.
Exactly. I think I could do it, bro.
Oh,
Oh, we can always
Hopefully
bring
my-
August on too.
Seriously.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I would
Figure it
say
out.
that to some extent we are seeing certain things kind of revert the way that we hope. The thing is that those take time. So I'm sure that AR situation in Illinois has been in the works for a minute, and somehow, some way, somebody pulled the right strings and they made that happen. For us on like a tax scale, getting rid of USAID was enormous. We're not going to see that relief ever, probably, but it's a start in the right direction. If we can see where our funding is useless and say, okay, we can now start to pay off debt or stockpile or whatever. The problem is, as soon as those politicians, no matter who you are, which side you're on, They see a free pile of money, free money on the table. Nobody walks by a table with free money on it.
Right.
So I'm not sure if we're going to see the things that I would like to see revert back slightly. You know, maybe give me 5% back in my taxes now instead of when I file for taxes.
Right.
You know, certain little things. I don't see those ever coming, but it's possible, and we are seeing little things, little, you know, grains of sand to make a heap. The other side has been working for a very long time, decades and decades and decades, trying to flip the script, and it appears they succeeded. It has gotten this uproar within the nation to the point where you've got 90% of people that support the FACE Act and things like that. It's gotten so out of hand because they've been at it for so long and they've accomplished their goals. It's so blatantly bad for the general group and to the highest percentage of society. It's we're screwed, and now people are seeing it, and now when more people buy in, we have more of an opportunity to start to turn these things around, one little thing at a time.
Yeah, you know, for Illinois, I think the last three years, something like that, you couldn't even buy an AR in the state of Illinois. So now, you know, now I think, what was that, like a Supreme Court thing, right? Called that shit unconstitutional, whatever. So now they're starting to get back in gun shops, but they're modified to just be shit guns. So anything they can do to step on that Second Amendment right, they're gonna do it.
Yeah, I agree. And that's what worries me is like, I didn't really think, you know, they're going to be able to get guns completely away from us. But yeah, doing things where you modify the magazine, you know, you modify the amount of bullets you can own, stuff like that, or you make it so you tax it so much that people can't afford them anymore. Things like that. I think that's the first step before they do try to do more like gun buyback programs and then so on and so forth.
I mean, their goal is to take guns, period. Right.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
it gives you complete control.
Yeah. So Grizzly, that bill that I was talking about is getting passed in the Senate of New Mexico. It's SB 17. That's what he asked me, what the bill was. That was the bill I was talking about.
Now it's pretty easy to control people at the top. You have all forms of techniques. You got manipulation, you got blackmail, you got propaganda. Indoctrination seems to be hitting hard for our youth right now, considering they're having children protest ICE. Is that not wild? I recently saw a video where kindergartners were taken out for an ICE protest. I saw another video where teenagers were.
It was in Chattanooga. I saw it with my own eyes. It was with my own eyes. Downtown Chattanooga. I live right outside Chattanooga. Come dox me, bitches.
You know
So
why?
What color hair did the teacher have?
Yeah, right. Blue.
It wasn't the teacher, it was the parents. No, they were all these older white liberal women. And they had, I mean, they had a couple kids. I was like, get the kids off the streets. What are you doing?
Take your child to work.
It doesn't make any sense.
Oh, I mean, I've
You
seen
know, with
teachers
their yeah. Oh no, not well. There was a principal who actually got arrested.
Yeah.
Got fired and arrested because she was making students leave the school property, and protest.
Yeah.
ICE.
You can't do that.
These
Like
people are
they have to
sick.
sign permission slips to be able to take those kids out.
Yes.
Mhm.
They're sick.
And they're not. And now they got these kids doing walkouts too of their own schools. Like, all right, we're going to walk out and protest. And then the kids get violent and they start attacking the teachers. I saw
Guys,
one guy with his truck.
They want these kids to get hurt or worse.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they want. They want you to take your kids there. They want your kids to get hurt because it helps the message on MSNBC, right?
Yep. Yeah, Democrats are literally pawns on a chessboard right now. Pawns.
Yeah.
And they don't even
You're
see
not
it.
rooks.
That's what's
You're
fucked
not.
up. Y'all, these
You're not
people are out
bishops.
here. These people are out here getting shot in the fucking face for no reason, dude, to protect illegal aliens.
Yeah.
and they don't even see how fucking dumb they are, right? You think like if you're there, you know, your friend or whatever gets shot in the fucking face and killed by an ICE agent after they tried to run him over. I mean, you got to sit there and like think what the fuck happened, right? Like, what are we doing, right? We're out here protecting illegal aliens, and my friend just got shot in the street, and killed. Like, they don't even see it. They don't see how dumb it is. It makes
No, because they buy in a lot. They buy into the emotional lie that ICE is the enemy, and everybody else are the victims, and so their friend is the victim, and so it's even more reason now to hate ICE and to war against them.
Yeah.
There's no reasoning. There's no logic. The ones that are on that do have some logic probably are just distracted with life. Kind of buy into all the talking points. I think those are the ones that you see coming to the Conservative Party.
Right.
And they are. There's a lot of independents, a lot of moderate Democrats who are coming to the Conservative Party
A lot of
because
barbs.
it's just getting so out of hand.
A lot of barbs.
A lot of
yeah.
barbs. We love our
lot of
barbs.
Where the barbs at?
Yeah.
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 That's some good
it's
shit,
awesome.
man. Did we talk about it on the last podcast yet?
Not really.
No,
A little
man.
bit.
That was really like that was right before her and Trump went into the
Yeah.
office together.
It's
Yeah.
great to watch, dude. I mean that you can see the panic, right? Because
Yeah.
the one voter base that they had that they were comfortable with always just got smashed, dude. You can see the panic over there, and it's so great to see. You know, these are like the people that like I posted about, man, they just rip these communities apart and fucking
Yeah.
destroy these people's lives to make promises that they never deliver on, right?
Absolutely.
So what Nicki Minaj did was fucking massive, dude, in a lot of ways. But the biggest thing I think was finally waking a lot of people in black communities up to what Democrats are doing.
Yeah.
And it's awesome to see. I think more people should do it. I hope they do. And I guess like the thing that a lot of them are afraid of is like being canceled or their careers being destroyed, because that's what Democrats do, right? If you go against them, they destroy your career. They try to cancel you out, but we don't let that shit happen, right? So
No.
That's the nice thing is that Nicki Minaj is a Christian, and
Mhm.
she only has
Yeah.
to answer to God, so she doesn't have to
Yeah.
answer these Democrats or anything.
She's not
So when
scared.
she made this
She's not
choice, she was
scared.
like, "It doesn't matter, like
Yeah.
God's got
Yeah.
my back. Jesus died for my sins, and that's what she's going to push." I mean, she has been a vocal advocate of the genocide of Christians in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And you have to give her respect for that. I mean, she's standing firm on her values and her beliefs,
She's
and we need a
doing
lot
great.
more
She's
people in this country
growing.
to do that.
we do.
It's not
Yeah,
about
she's
what you
growing.
own. It's not about the materials. Listen, when you finally, go 6 feet under, it doesn't matter what garbage you had stored in your house. It doesn't. It's just
Yeah.
things.
Dupe is like the only thing that matters is the Seahawks winning.
You know,
No, it's-
Rachel, I thought I might have to defend it, but I've got you, and I'll just let you take
I
the
know.
wheel, please.
Yeah, no.
You could tell
is-
Dupe
We
was
see you,
a
man.
little worked out from all the excitement. He's in his
Yeah, he's
relaxed and
tired.
rest mode. It's like, yeah, I went crazy screaming and yelling for the Seahawks. I jumped around
did, but-
outside.
I took Monday off like a smart fan.
Yep.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was gonna add in real quick that wasn't it crazy how racist they were directly to the black community?
Oh yeah.
So we've got Joe Biden sitting there saying, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. You got
Oh, yeah.
Kathy Hochul in New York saying that black kids don't know how to turn a computer on. My God, that was the most ignorant thing she's ever said. And then there's the whole thing with voter ID.
Yep.
And people,
Yeah.
was it AOC? Somebody was saying that they don't know where the DMV is. Somebody goes out, man on the street video, goes straight to the ghetto, asks a black guy 4 directions to the DMV, or asks him, does he know where it is? And the guy immediately
Mhm.
starts giving him directions.
I think I know
It's
that.
insane.
That's that Ari guy, I believe, that did it.
I mean, they're still saying that. That's what they're still saying. It's going to disenfranchise the black community.
They
If you're
can't
not smart
find
enough
their
to, like, get an
documents.
ID.
They don't know how to
Yeah,
get
it's-
documents.
It's ridiculous.
At this point,
It's
man,
going to
at this point,
disenfranchise women. I'm like,
at
women.
this point, they can't do that anymore, right? They can't. I mean, their constituents are saying we fucking want the SAVE Act. So I don't care how racist you want to be. You can't sit here and make fucking excuses anymore. Your constituents are telling you to make it fucking happen.
Right.
Make it happen.
It's crazy. Yeah. For anybody that's listening, we ask that you please don't forget to click the like button and share the podcast, please. We appreciate it. And we appreciate all of our listeners. John, do you want to give Zach and just a little plug for the campaign, please?
Oh, do we have to? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're new to the Cancel Me Later podcast or the Cancel Me Later space, the guy that just completely took off his camera because he doesn't want to be seen is him, aka Zach McClanahan. He is running for Illinois Senate. He is a blue-collar patriot, hard worker, busts his butt, doesn't really have time for anything else but work, campaign, and this. And we need to give him his support. He's running for the Senate in Illinois, and you can follow him on X at Zach for IL. And then you also have the webpage. Was it Zach for Illinois?
ZachForIllinois.com. Yeah.
ZachForIllinois.com, and that's Zach, Z-A-C-H, not the K. And there's a lot of information on that website. You can take a look at it. There's a donate button if you're able to. You know, donations help grassroots people. He's not interested in taking money from any big PAC or anything like that. He's doing hardcore grassroots campaign. So we really got to get support behind him if we want to get him in. Because, like, when we get somebody like Zach into office, it shows other people that there's a chance that you can go out there and you can be at the bottom of the totem pole in society, so it seems, and then suddenly become a U.S. senator without the backing of all that big money. And I think that's really important, because when we get Zach in there, then people are going to be like, well, now I'm inspired. And hopefully we keep that going. We keep spreading that, and then we get all these people in there, and then we can start making this country better again, because the only way you're going to change it is either by voting people out or later on going to war. And I do not want to go to war. I appall the violence. I do not want to see the violence. I want to see us do it the right way. I am not the left. I refuse to bow down to their bullshit ideology, and I refuse to sit there and play into their trap, becoming violent and going against all this craziness. Like, we have to do it the right way. So please get out there and vote for people like Zach, and find people that you know, and then tell 10 people that you know, and have them tell 10 people that you know. It's really important.
Oh yeah.
Is that good? Was that good?
It was all right.
It's good.
We'll
It was
work
all
on
right.
No, I'm kidding.
It was
It's good. We'll work on it.
It's not as peppy as when I'm in the space. I'm like really energized in the space.
Yeah.
It was perfect, John. Thank you.
I did want to say a couple other forms of control are like social engineering, bribes, and of course the promise of free stuff. And we see this play out all the time. And if you're not looking for the telltale signs of when this stuff happens, you're just going to be sitting there watching your country go to shit. And like, you can tell in my eyes that I'm exhausted researching how awful our country has become. I really want to start seeing some good news out there, and I really want people to get out there and vote. And I don't think I'm going to say that enough.
The thing is, dude, we're gonna be the ones to make it happen. That's the big thing, right? We're not gonna see good news until we stand up and we fucking make good news.
Yeah,
That's right.
We keep letting them do what they do, and we just complain about it, and complaining never fixes a damn thing. So,
Nope.
I think the other thing that we also have to look out for is these snake oil salesmen, these people that can speak really well and like promise you everything and be like, oh, we're going to do this, you know, we're going to get crime down, you know, we're going to give you free rent and
Like
free buses
Gavin Newsom.
and free freaking dildos. And then they don't deliver on it, you know, and that's a massive problem, because you get people like Zoran Mamdani, who sits there and makes all these wonderful things, make it seem like it's going to be great. And then he doesn't have the power to pull in the money.
yeah.
You know, you got to stop voting for these people in. Like, find out where their money's coming from. Find out who is funding their campaigns. And that, I'm telling you, that's going to tell you the true story of what their motivations are for these people getting into office.
For sure. But you know what's more important than all that? It's
What?
damn. I'll tell you.
What?
Hold on. Let me
Hurry up. What?
I think more important than that is conservative influencers doing their fucking jobs, educating the people that follow them. You get these big bases of followers, and
Yeah.
you don't do shit with them, right? Or you do all the wrong shit with them. It depends if you're just a fucking dork a bitch or a fucking or a fucking Candace Owens, right?
Yeah.
Like you get these big bases of followers, you need to be educating your fucking followers. You need to be exposing the people that don't fucking need to be in office. You need to be explaining to your followers the better option to replace that person, right? Because you get these people that have gone and voted for people like Lindsey Graham
Yep.
every fucking election, right? And they're
Yeah.
gonna keep doing it. They're gonna keep doing it because they don't know about any challenger. They think, you know what, this guy's been in there. He's endorsed by Trump.
Right.
We're just gonna keep voting for him.
Yeah.
So conservative influencers need to be busy doing their fucking jobs. I'm tired of fucking. I'm sick and
I
tired
agree.
of conservative influencers. For the
Yeah.
most part.
I am too.
But then we need to be getting working class Americans riled up to run for office in any capacity, from local to federal.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have to go hard on accountability when we get to like a federal office, right? Even more local offices. Accountability, term limits, and things like that to make all this shit go away. So
Yeah.
we need influencers influencing. That's the biggest thing we need right now.
What do you
Hi.
think, Dupe? What's the biggest thing we need right now?
Oh, he's scratching.
Sorry, Christianity.
Amen, brother.
Yeah. The conservative influencer thing, I get it. There's too many grifters out there. I'm a fan of Tim Pool. I've talked about him in our spaces a bunch. Obviously, not everybody agrees with everything he says, but I will say he does a really good job of educating. I found out more actual details about legal court cases, especially the things they're putting Trump through.
Yep.
He would break down and explain the lawsuit process during the after the 2020 election and why certain suits were thrown out because there wasn't standing. So everybody on the left was standing there saying, oh, they lost, and they were wrong the whole time. They didn't know what they were doing. They never had a leg to stand on when it was legal proceedings, not even precedents, just how the proceedings work. They didn't get past them into anything substantial. So he does a good job of that. I don't tend to listen to a bunch of other people because of how much work he does and puts out there as far as factual basis. I like Matt Walsh. I used to kind of like Candace, but never paid attention to her really. And when she went off the deep end recently, well, she went off the deep end and yeah, she's done. She can disappear. She can create her own 4chan for all I care at this point.
Yep.
I agree with Tim Pool. I like watching the Tim cast.
Yeah.
He does a good job. But when he shredded Brian Shapiro on the felony counts for Trump, oh my God, Brian Shapiro just looks like a freaking idiot the whole time. And then Brian Shapiro had the audacity to try and debate Andrew Wilson, and Andrew Wilson just crushed him, not once, but twice. I don't know why he even went back, because the guy is just a propaganda little bitch. You know, he wants
John is an Andrew Wilson fanboy.
Yes, I am an Andrew Wilson fanboy. I love his logical takes.
Own it.
I love logic. That is the only way to break down the insanity of the society.
No, he's great. He's great. Yeah.
So he was recently on Joe Rogan too, which was fantastic.
I know. I saw that one. I know.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Hasn't for one, that Brian Shapiro dude, I bet that was the ugliest fucking baby. That's the ugliest motherfucker I've ever seen in my life, dude. His whole face is fucked up. That dude looks fucking goofy. Anyway,
And you know what the funny part is if like he were to ever see this, he'd be like, "Oh, you're a mean dick." And then he goes around, and he's like, "MAGA morons, MAGA idiots, bunch of retards." Like he sits there and plays this moral high ground that he has none of. It's so annoying.
That's the whole Democratic Party too.
Absolutely,
absolutely. I am a
and
fucking asshole. So
the Goipers and all them. It's the same. It's the same thing. Yeah.
Bunch of
for sure.
punk asses.
So I got a nice little
So
I got a nice little video for y'all. It seems pretty racist, so let's see what you guys think.
shit. Don't you fucking do it.
I always tell people the day Latino, African American, Asian, and other communities realize that they share the same oppressor is the day we start winning, because we are the majority in this country now. We have the ability to take over this country and to do what is needed for everyone and to make things fair. But the problem is our communities are divided. They're completely divided. And I talk about this.
That's right. That is Texas Rep Gene Wu, who was born in China. And he was insinuating that white people are oppressors in a country that was built up by white people, as well as other immigrants and races. But I mean, it is a majority white country. Personally, I could care less about the color of skin. I'm more interested in like your religion. So I'm basically like, yo, Christian, come on in. We're cool. And I don't mind other religions either, but I want my country to be run by Christian ethics and morals.
Yeah, that guy's like Alex Cole retarded. Right?
Yeah.
I seen a video today of someone, fuck was that guy's name? Almost did like one of those TikTok stitches, right? Like where he started with that video and then went on his own rant. Damn, I can't remember his name.
How much you want to bet this guy is part of the CCP, though? I mean, born in China.
Fucking 100%.
I mean, yeah.
100%.
Just dividing us
no
from within.
Doubt. No doubt.
And we're
No
still
doubt.
electing these fucking jackasses into office. I don't like cursing often, but man, he is a fucking jackass.
How can we be
Was
the
that Bang
oppressors?
Bang's dad?
Ask Eric Swallow.
Yeah.
How can we be the oppressors if we're not the majority in the country? How is everything racist if
It's systemic.
Yeah.
right?
It's a
Everything's
Marxist
systemic. It's
playbook.
just about destroying
Yeah.
what this country was built upon.
Exactly.
And that's their main goal. Because if you have a country that is as free as this country at least used to be, I don't think we're nearly as free as we were back in the 90s anymore. But that
No.
freedom, you know, it's infectious to other countries that are under the boot heel rule.
Right.
And when they see that there's like this opportunity for a better life and, you know, freedoms and be able to like, you know, do what you need to do in life and, you know, raise a family and so on and so forth, have these access to all these wonderful pleasures. People want that. And people will rise up against, you know, their oppressors to get something similar like that. So what do you want to do as a country? If you see that, you want to destroy that other country that shows that freedom exists. And the best way to do it is destroy it from within, because there's no military in the world that can beat the United States military. The only way you're destroying this country is from within. And that's exactly what these foreign agents have been doing for a while. And these foreign agents are running our Democrat Party.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And I think some of them are in the Republican Party.
Oh, I agree
I
too.
do.
They
Yeah.
are, most definitely.
Yeah, for
Well,
sure.
we're about to have a
Mhm.
progressive in the Republican Party.
I know. We got to fight against that. Like, we got to get that out there. It's insane.
Well, I think there was also a Muslim woman running for Republican. I think it was in one of the Carolinas.
Hmm.
Wouldn't be surprised.
They're technically
I wouldn't
more
either.
conservative. Wasn't it Dearborn, Michigan, or somewhere in Michigan where they all got voted in, and then they started making the laws conservative.
Yeah,
and the
Dearborn.
townspeople were freaking out. Yeah.
I wouldn't say conservative. They wanted to go more towards Sharia law.
Yes.
Like they wanted to literally, like were putting things, like in like they wanted to make Sharia laws, local.
Like the call to
It was
prayer 5
insane.
times a day, which
Call
I
to
think
prayer,
is actually
yes.
in New York City now, is happening in parts of New York City. I
That's
believe I saw
crazy.
that.
It's
Loudspeaker.
wild.
Yeah, they need a loudspeaker that says "Bacon," you know, like the commercial,
Yeah.
"Bacon," and have it talk, "Bacon, bacon, bacon,
Fuck yeah.
bacon," during the call of
Bacon-
prayer. Bacon.
I don't know how, but bacon is gonna save the world for sure.
I mean,
One can only hope. So I'm sure everybody has seen that the Epstein files have released. You know, we were thinking
Yeah, let's
about
talk about
going
that.
over it on the podcast, but you know, as I was digging into it, it's just too horrific to even want to talk about. if you want to look at it on your own time. But I think I don't think that anybody's actually going to get arrested, and if they do, I'll be shocked. And I don't think it's worth putting yourself through the mental torture unless you really want to know what happened to these kids. And it's quite awful, and it's
I don't
terrible.
know what happened to the kids necessarily, but I want to know who did it. You know,
We
like,
all want to know who did it,
There has to be be
but you have to
something.
go through
I
those
underst-
files to see that. You know,
And you're telling me that no one's gone. I know there's like 3 million files, right? Like
Oh,
something
yeah.
stupid. Like we don't have AI that can do that yet.
I mean, they're going to just play
How
the
AI
game
can
where
do-
it's like, well, this administration could have put that in there, or the other administration. That's the problem with having, a Democrat and Republican administration with these files available, is that either side's going to sit there and keep saying, well, we don't know if that they went in there and they put in specific information about Trump, or we don't know if they went in there and put in specific information about Bill Clinton. So they're going to sit there and say these files are corrupted. That's
It
the
doesn't
game they're going to
matter,
play.
but like still like I want to know.
I mean,
is
right
Jay-Z
now it's just
really in
words on
them?
paper to them. Like, you're going to need more concrete evidence to really be able to like nail people.
There's
You
zero
would-
chance.
If you had videos, I think that's a better chance. But like, I think with just emails and files, I mean, like a lot of the times, the pictures of the kids, it's hard to tell who the person is. And it's
There's
terrible.
zero chance. Zero
Yeah.
chance those files aren't manipulated.
Yeah.
Zero chance.
And the worst part is like, as soon as these files come out, suddenly, you have the whole national news going on Nancy Guthrie. So it's just like another major distraction. So like,
I
I
don't
was
understand
wondering
what the big deal is about that.
why are we constantly talking
Yeah.
about Nancy Guthrie being kidnapped or potentially kidnapped, because the whole thing seems really weird to me when the Epstein files release. And I mean, let's be honest, I think it's every 40 seconds in the United States a kid goes missing or is abducted, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
not saying like
And we
not
care
like-
about an 84-year-old woman. And trust me, like, I hope she's found, I hope she's safe and all that. But it just seems like a massive distraction from the real evil out there. It's just too much news coverage. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Mike said a federal grand jury on Tuesday refused to indict 6 congressional Democrats who taped a video telling members of the military that they must reject illegal orders.
And I bet you they couldn't tell you a single legal order.
I don't,
Yeah,
I
John,
don't even
it's
know who the
definitely-
fuck this Nancy lady is, dude. No idea.
Go
who
ahead,
she
Dupe.
is.
What did you say?
I'd say there's people who are experts in spin, and it's they take pride in their ability to manipulate, and they've been highly successful.
Yeah.
And they have
For sure.
so much access and ability to get this information out to us through so many different channels now. AI is going to make it worse. We had bots previously. Now they're going to be bots on steroids.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're going to be standing in a room just completely saying, okay, on that in that county or that state, we need to hit them with this story, this one, get this story. That's how they distract. The next thing you know, you can't figure out what you're supposed to pick, what's supposed to be true, what rabbit hole you go down, what information you follow. You're going to trick yourself.
Yeah, you just don't know what to believe. It's all
And,
going
and
to be
it's
like
only going
so
to get worse
convoluted.
as these videos get better at creating, making it look more lifelike. I always thought that I can't remember when they changed the face of somebody on screen. I always thought that was pretty crazy to me. And that looked dangerous. But now you're going to be able to create entire videos of just make believe stuff, and you're going to try and use that to change or sway the public opinion. I know Dupe watches Tim Pool. Tim once mentioned that it's not about just making an entire video, but changing one or two words, because we all remember the good people on both sides hoax. There's good
Yeah.
people on both sides. We all know that's debunked. But when they change like one word in like Trump's sentence, it could completely change the narrative. And that's the
Of
stuff that
course.
really worries me, because then you're going to have people like, oh, no, he said this. And then you're going to have the other side saying, no, that's not the original one. And nobody's going to really know the truth. And I think
Well,
that's
that's
what's really
almo-
dangerous about the AI.
That's almost already happening, right?
Oh, it's
In a-
definitely
in a
happening.
sense.
It's just
I
very
mean,
Yeah.
light so far.
Of course.
We do this shit all fucking day long. All the left does is post out of context shit, or they post fake shit made by
Yep.
AI. That's all they do. So I mean, in a way, that's already happening, but it's gonna get worse for sure. It's gonna get a lot worse.
Yeah.
And you know, there was
Definitely.
one more thing I did want to bring up, and that was just I just wanted to show people's their taxes. You know, I forgot to show this earlier. I just want people to see taxes throughout the years
Jeez.
and why it's really important to vote properly for your elected officials. Because clearly that we're not getting our money's worth anymore.
No.
I mean, you can see all these taxes going way the F up. And we are not getting our money's worth anymore.
Not even a little bit.
Nope.
No.
Illinois. I think Illinois has the second highest taxes in the nation.
Wow.
And you know, we're sitting here with our bridges falling apart, the potholes in our roads that you could like 2-bedroom fucking 2-bath potholes in the road, you know. Like real estate. The infrastructure is just fucked. I mean, everything's fucked. The gas taxes are high as shit. And every day they're coming up with new ways to tax us even more, right? To
Even
deal
though
with this
they always
pension
run on
crisis.
no raising taxes.
Yeah, to deal with this pension crisis that they've just let get out of hand, and they keep letting it get worse and worse and worse and worse. But you know what? They're up there protecting illegal aliens in Chicago. You know, one of these blue states, this blue trifecta, giving them health care and all these other fucking things. You know, they're up there getting all the benefits you could get. They're getting, you know, the loaded debit cards with money and shit. So any way they can protect their new voter base, because their old bases are gone, right?
What can you do as far as senator of Illinois to help with that?
Well, you'd have to have a governor that would work with you to start,
Right.
and we don't have that right now. Hopefully that changes
Mhm.
this year. But the only thing you could really do, I mean, you could incentivize working towards cleaning up those issues, right? So in any progress that you make
Yeah.
towards cleaning up that pension crisis or other issues they have, you know, as far as funding goes,
Mm-hmm.
you could incentivize that with government funding, and it's not a bad idea, you know.
No. Yeah.
But the problem is they don't care now, and the only way that they even work towards funding the pension crisis is by robbing money from schools and everywhere else. Where now kids in Chicago can barely read at grade level, and most of them can't. They can't do math. They
sad.
can't read. So you'd have to have a governor that would work with you to start, and then, you know, you'd have to get plans together to actually make progress towards cleaning up that pension crisis, and then incentivize with government funding as that gets better, right?
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the exact statement the guy made, but a long time ago, somebody said that once the politicians realize that they can bribe their constituents with their own money, basically they're going to get their way. They're always going to be elected. And if you think about it now, a very small percentage of us are actually net positive taxpayers. I think you have to make over 70,000 a year. So
Wow.
those us net taxpayers are helping take care of all these people on these programs. And I don't know when
Right.
it started, but the first one that caught my eye when I was in high school was the 1964 Civil Rights Act. They had a cause and they wanted to give money to a group of people. And now look at everybody on welfare. Tell me how many people on welfare vote Republican? Maybe 1%.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
Well, go ahead, dude. Go ahead and
Right.
finish what you were saying. My bad.
No, I think that what we're seeing now with the new situations and the illegal immigrants getting all this funding, it's new funding. They're not allowed to take from the welfare that's already written into law because they're not citizens. So they've created new taxes so that they can allocate that money into these programs. And now they can start to get them to be on their side and be part of their voter base. That's a big reason why the black vote is turning more Republican, is because they're acknowledging that the Democrats are replacing black people with brown people.
Well, that's where we're at.
Very good.
Right.
That's very good.
Good,
Yeah.
A serious governor of a state with issues as big as Illinois, they're gonna jump on board with President Trump, and deportations, right? These ICE operations, they're gonna get on board with that. They're gonna deport illegal aliens. They're gonna get on board with Donald Trump and cleaning up voter rolls, and also getting in, whenever we were going through getting fraud and abuse out of benefit programs, right? SNAP benefits and things like that. A serious governor is going to get on board with all that shit, especially when you have a pension crisis the size of JB Pritzker's.
It's a really big size.
Bigger than him. But
I got a campaign idea.
yeah,
Let's hear it, dude.
Can you challenge Pritzker to a weight loss competition?
I'll sit comfy for a bit.
It's a numbers game. It's not who gets the lowest, it's who, the most.
I do believe, though, when we're talking about how they're funneling these money into illegals, it's a good time to bring up the SAVE Act. And I know Zach would love to hear what Dick Durbin has to say about it.
The SAVE Act is expected to be brought to the floor for a vote this week. What are your thoughts on that? Are you going to support the SAVE Act?
Not at all. It's a terrible idea. This notion that we want to put more obstacles in the paths of voters is just what Donald Trump wants. Fewer people voting. I want every legal citizen in America to be able to vote without obstacles.
Do you think requiring an ID to vote in elections is making it harder? I mean,
It's more than that. It's more than an ID. It's proof that you were born in America. So what are we talking about? A passport or a birth certificate? Got one of those handy with you in your purse? I doubt it.
well, if you're going to the voting poll and you know what you need to bring, I mean, it's just one of those documents, right?
Well, just one of those documents. Think about securing your birth certificate before you go in to vote. Why are we creating these obstacles? So we have the lowest incidence of fraud and misuse of voting in the world. And Donald Trump wants to put more obstacles in the path of voters. I want everybody legally entitled to vote to have that option without complications.
Thank you very much.
If you're legal, you go to the courthouse and you get your birth certificate. It's really not that difficult. You don't even have to go to the courthouse. You know that you can actually file it and you can actually have it delivered to your,
Yeah.
like you don't even have to, it's like so simple. It's really not that complicated.
I guess this
What
means
about
that
And so if you're illegal, what's the problem?
What about the complications of illegals voting in our fucking elections?
Yeah. I like how he specifically said legal, because he knew what he was
Yeah.
doing there. He
Dude,
was
such
picking
a
his
sack
words
of
wisely.
shit. They're all sacks of
Sack of
shit,
shit.
man.
Yeah, they're all liars.
Dude, what is wrong with election integrity?
Nothing. They
What's
just need
wrong?
the votes.
What's wrong with making sure people are fucking legal citizens in the United States and have an ID at the fucking polling place? There's nothing hard about getting an ID. There's nothing hard about proving you're a fucking citizen. If you're not responsible enough to go get documentation, you're not responsible enough to fucking vote, period.
Absolutely. It's
Shit
like he
is
wants
fucking
the
stupid.
slothiest people out there so they can give them a free burger coupon to go vote.
Fucking ignorant, dude.
It's just awful. I mean, like, think about all the things you need an ID for. Should that mean like people don't need a driver's license anymore to drive, or maybe you don't need an ID to purchase cigarettes or
Oh,
alcohol?
No, hold on. They've already got comebacks for that. They've already got rebuttals. It's
Yeah,
not a
rent a
constitutional
car,
right. It's not a constitutional right to
check-in.
drink alcohol, right? It's not a constitutional right to buy alcohol.
Well, voting is not a constitutional right either.
Not for illegals, for damn sure.
Voting is a privilege.
So here we are. 90% of this fucking country wants the SAVE Act passed.
Yeah.
90% of it. And Democrats
Yeah.
are not on board with it. They're completely ignoring their constituents.
Yeah.
They're doing it so they can, dude. It's over with for them, right? They lost the Hispanics. They lost the blacks. They lost the youth. They fucking lost everything. All they have is old ass people worried about welfare and illegal aliens. That's all they have. It's all they have left, and they're trying to protect it.
That's actually a really good
Yeah.
point. That 90% of the country wants the ID. So who the hell are they representing then? You're supposed to be
Illegal aliens.
representing the majority of your constituents. That's the whole point of being elected official, is that you
Right.
represent the people. If the people want something, especially in the overwhelming majority, you should be delivering that.
Yeah.
At
They don't care.
JXS0900 said, they know we know they're lying.
Hell yeah.
So true.
And
They
they
do.
know that we know that they know that we know as well.
The shit's gross, man.
And then Grizzly said, Thune isn't on board.
Of course he's not. He's a
I
piece of shit. Right?
No. I don't get it. It's infuriating.
Mitch McConnell
It
2.0.
really, really is. Yeah,
So
seriously.
you guys all know comedian Ben Bankus?
No.
Yes, I
he-
have seen him. I like him a
Yeah.
lot.
He's
Yeah.
a pretty recent immigrant from Canada.
He's recent.
And
Yeah.
he's got a joke where he's not officially a citizen yet, and he's in I think an Uber in the States, and he's talking to his Uber driver who happens to be Spanish, Latin, whatever, Hispanic.
Mhm.
And they're talking, and he tells her, well, I'm not a citizen officially yet, so I can't vote. And she goes, oh, no, you can vote. You can vote as many times as you want. And he closes the joke with, oh, yeah, so I went out and voted for Donald Trump 40 times.
That's horrible, though. That's
Damn.
so bad. So
That's their game plan, though, guys. They lost every single voter group they had, all of them.
Except for
They
the ones that
lost-
are importing.
They lost Black America. They lost Hispanics. They lost the youth. They lost everyone, and now they're and instead of actually just being pro fucking America, they're quadrupling down.
Yep.
And going against everyone that voted for them on what they actually want. This is one thing that America can agree on as a whole. The one fucking
know.
thing. And Democrats are not about it, man. Not about it.
I would say it's number 2. I mean, I think the first one was no boys in women's sports.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. This is right up there with that. It really, really is.
Mhm.
And then
Well, I don't think-
did you-
I don't think everyone was in agreement on that, right? No.
no.
Yeah.
No, they weren't.
Do you know
All right,
how
moving
embarrassed
on.
I would have been if I had to play women's sports?
You know how much ass you
why?
kick, though?
Oh,
Could
for
you
sure,
imagine?
I'd
I mean,
have
that's
won
the whole
all
goal.
awards.
Like
might have
imagine
got
me
a
playing in like
scholarship.
women's basketball in college instead of men's.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Rachel, I cut you off a while ago. I'm sorry. What was you saying?
I'm glad you apologized.
Mhm.
I'm just kidding. I don't even know. I
Damn it.
don't remember. I didn't know that you cut me off. You're good.
I was just saying about the whole country not agreeing on keeping men out of women's sports. But
I don't remember. It's okay.
All right, we got
Wasn't
2 more
important.
current event articles before we get into our Maha. So I thought this one was pretty interesting here. Breaking. Files confirm Donald Trump blew the whistle on Jeffrey Epstein's disgusting activities in a 2006 phone call with the police. Trump was one of the very first people to call. That means he was the whistleblower.
Yep.
Trump said Ghislaine Maxwell is evil and focus on her. Democrats are speechless. Look at that.
I think he played them. I think he like literally played them. I think Zach, you called it too.
Mhm.
You know, saying like, "Oh, don't release them to make it seem like he was, you know, in them, and you know something bad was going to come out about him." And look,
well, that way he didn't take the heat when they got released, right?
right?
Now it's on
And now
Thomas
look.
Massey and Democrats. Yep.
Yeah, Thomas
I said that
Massey's
shit a long time ago.
You did. You called it.
Yeah. I mean, I always felt
He's
like
completely innocent. He's
just the
completely
way
innocent. Look
Donald
at that.
Trump carries himself and his actions, You know, not obviously if you're a Democrat, you're going to think completely different. But you know, I grew up
Yeah.
in Jersey, so like you know, I knew of Donald Trump between his Atlantic City casino and going to New York, and like there was something that always rubbed me the wrong way. It's just like the way he presented himself. But I was young and ignorant, and now that I've gotten like more time to understand him, see him more, see what how he speaks, his actions, what type of policies he brings into the table, and the fact that he was willing to give up like pretty much everything to run for office for the third time, I was like, all right, this guy really does care about the United States. Because when you're willing to risk like not only your money but your family's money, spend the rest of your life in prison, that kind of tells me like your character is not just in it for the fun of the government scandal game. The rich elite like keep hoarding the power and the money. Like if you're willing to
Yeah.
give it all up for the better good, that means that I'm very interested in what you're bringing to the table. So I really didn't
Well-
think he would be implicated at all. I do believe that they tried to get this one guy, was it like Peter Wolf or something like that was trying to like make it look like he was doing all this shit, and Jeffrey Epstein wanted to like blackmail him and everything.
This is where we're at, man. Literally everything to do with the Epstein files clears his name. Every fucking
Yeah.
thing, dude. Police records like this, victims, everything. Did anyone associated with Epstein, lawyers, it all clears his name. And people were getting on that fucking black pill train, talking about how haha 40 chest, shut the fuck up, whatever. Look what's happening, man.
Yeah.
Look what's happening. It took time. It took time
Yeah.
to get the files out, just like I said months ago, and we're seeing exactly that, dude. He's not taking the heat for releasing them. He's letting people like Thomas Massey, those rhinos and the Democrats that kept calling for their release. They're gonna take the heat from these people for releasing. And dude, he's a super intelligent person.
Yeah.
So sometimes you're like, hey, dude, just shut the fuck up. Like you
Yeah.
said enough. But he's very intelligent, dude. So watching all the less intelligent people try to pretend they're super smart and they know what's going on has been a blast.
I feel like everybody needs to read The Art of the Deal. I read
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
it.
Mhm.
It's not the most captivating book, right? But it's captivating in the fact of like, just realizing that like God prepared him so much from being young, just that entrepreneur mind, and making the deals and just how that evolved. It was totally captivating to me.
Mhm.
Because I'm an entrepreneur, so I loved it. And it gave me such understanding and more respect for him. And then not just more respect, but more patience now, to say, okay, like that doesn't make sense to me, but you know what? I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Let's see how this plays out. And I mean, this is a perfect example of that,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So our last one for today, this is kind of the opposite side of the Epstein files. This is talking about some of the most evil, vile, sadistic, demonic, satanic people in this world. And this is going back to 2009. This is the video of Gabrielle Rico Jimenez, a 21-year-old Mexican model. She's seen outside the Fiesta Inn in Monterrey, Mexico on August 3rd, 2009. Gabriella had attended a private party at the hotel, an elite modeling event that brought together prominent businessmen, politicians, and individuals whose names appear in the Jeffrey Epstein files, all figures
Wow.
favored by secularists. The young woman began screaming that they were eating children. She was then arrested and disappeared without a trace. Recently, evidence supporting her claims was released in a new batch of the files from the U.S. Department of Justice, proving Bush did this and worse. And I want you to hear what she has to
That's
say,
sad.
because this is
I
quite
remember seeing
haunting.
this.
¡Comieron humanos! ¡Asquerosidad! ¡Comieron humanos! Yo no estaba enterada de nada. Que había, o sea, de los asesinatos sí, pero que habían comido humanos. ¡Humanos! ¡Fuera la carne humana!
And that's just like, it gives me chills.
It
So-
does.
You've seen the emails going around about the jerky in the freezer, right?
Yes.
No. What is that?
Jeffrey Epstein apparently ate jerky all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, gross.
People, I've seen videos of people like looking up slang like shit for. Dude, my camera's on crack right now.
It's following you around.
It's not though. It's like following something else. Look behind you, right? Anyways, saying that he like ate jerky all the time, and they were, he was trying to get back on like a normal fucking diet. People are posting these videos like looking up what slang for jerky is, and it's human meat. So it's kind of fucked up.
Whoa.
Mhm.
Ugh.
Did anybody else catch the
Like
part where
pizza,
she says
the
that
kids-
she knew the murders? Like she's like, I didn't know anything.
Yeah, I knew about those.
The
yeah.
murders, yes. Like she was okay that they were killing people, but now that they're eating them, I'm gonna be dramatic.
Yeah.
I think that she was hysterical. I think that
Yeah.
she was trying to convince. I mean, I saw this video years ago, actually. I remember seeing this video.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, she must be on drugs or something. Now I see it and I'm like, she wasn't on drugs. She was beside herself.
Yeah.
Trying to convince, just trying to convince and trying to like get somebody to believe her. I mean, that's how it looks to me.
For sure.
Cannibalism
serious.
existed
Evil.
for thousands and thousands of years ago, and there's still random tribes. There's that one island, I think, near Australia where there's cannibals. I don't know if it's Australia.
Well,
Sentinel?
Sentinel Island, I think.
it's part of witchcraft, but it's part of a ritual. It's part of witchcraft. It's like an actual ritual
Yeah.
that you have to do to kind of like buy in and to like get this power. Yeah. I mean, Rosie
that's
O'Donnell
with the,
even said
the
it.
adrenochrome too.
Not Rosie O'Donnell, sorry, Roseanne Barr. Yes. And she even said it. She said this years ago in an interview. People thought she was crazy. And they're like, she's like, it's like vampires. Like they drink the blood. They it's the sick stuff.
And
So
we're worried
sad.
about Haitians eating cats and dogs.
I know.
They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs.
Eating the
Let them eat
dogs.
the cats. Leave the dogs alone. We'll give you the cats now. We got bigger things.
It's wild to me though that like a lot of this stuff that when you saw that you were younger, it seems more realistic now. That these people are doing horrific, evil, satanic things. Like I'm going to keep saying the word satanic because it is being a Christian.
It's satanic.
Like if you
rituals.
believe in Jesus, you believe in God, the Holy Trinity, then you also have to believe in the devil.
100%.
And with that comes demonic forces. And to me, like these people, like keep going back to that Hillary Clinton email leak where like the one person was like, yeah, I'll make sure I sacrifice a chicken to Moloch,
Yep. Like you have even in the Hispanic culture, it's Santeria, which is like voodoo, and Mike said voodoo.
Yeah.
And then Grizzly said New Guinea, I think. Like it's all like it's voodoo. It's witchcraft. It's however, and that's and the whole what is it called?
Adrenochrome.
Like where they actually I didn't believe that. I was like, that's too crazy.
I didn't believe
Like,
it
come
either, but
on.
now like
I did not
with
believe
these
it.
Epstein
Now
files,
I believe it.
yeah.
Now I believe it. Never believed that before.
And I think, like I said, I think this whole like Nancy Guthrie thing is to get like to take everybody's eyes off of what's happening. It's just like when the Titan submarine imploded. Oh, we don't know where they are. Are they still alive? They might be alive. We got to find them. We're running out of time. And all you saw on TV was that the entire time. And I can't remember exactly what it was, but I know there was other things in the news that were far more important. And every time you get some kind of big breaking news, they get some kind of story that captivates the minds of millions of people watching at home. And then they just keep showing you that stuff. Like, it's horrible that Nancy Guthrie was kidnapped, but every single day people get kidnapped. Every 40 seconds, a child gets abducted or goes missing. I mean, we had 300,000 kids go missing under the Biden administration, but we care about just this one person. That's the stuff that really irritates me.
Who the fuck is she? I don't know who she is.
She's the mother of a NBC host or something.
Super
Yeah,
cool. Why
anchor.
is it
Yeah,
why is it
anchor.
national news important?
because
why
I
is
guess
it constant?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I'm not like downplaying the situation, right? But why
We're
is
not
it
either.
national news important? Why were there like 400,000 missing children exactly that didn't get TV coverage like this lady's getting?
Exactly.
You know, like
Yeah.
I,
Mhm.
who the fuck is she?
I mean, I don't even think Gretchen Whitmer got this much attention when she was almost kidnapped, right?
Well, she kidnapped herself, but yeah.
Yeah. Grizzly said that he has a surprise for me. Or no, he said I have something special for Rachel. No inappropriate pictures, please.
Oh, Mike did bring up the
Um,
Pizzagate thing too. Also,
Oh, and then Mike said adrenochrome, is that how you say it? And
Adrenochrome,
Pizzagate
yeah.
were adrenochrome.
Adreno.
And Pizzagate were around the same time. Yeah. That's
and if
so
you don't know the
sad.
Pizzagate,
And
I think
then-
that was what Hillary Clinton's chief of staff.
And
I
the
don't remember.
Obamas.
It was
the
John,
Obama said that
John
she
Podesta
spent
was supposedly running
Mhm.
like a pizza shop for child sex trafficking.
Ugh,
Yeah,
sick.
and it seems
Was
like
there an
with the
email?
release of the Epstein files, more of that seems very plausible.
What was you saying, dude?
I'm not sure if it was corroborated or what, but I thought there was an email that had a one-word pizza
Yeah,
in the files. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So
Didn't like
Pizzagate was
Obama
never
spend
debunked.
No. And then he spent how much on pizza? It was like 68,000 or something like that. Yeah.
That's
on
a lot of
And
pizza.
I remember seeing shit back then, like
I don't
a
even think
furniture
Dave
store.
Portnoy's had that many pizzas.
Yeah, it was like a furniture store or some shit that was selling like fucking dressers, for instance, dude. It was like tens of thousands of dollars or some shit. Like a lot of weird shit.
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't know.
Damn shit did have shit to do with pizza, dude. It was like a fucking Automore and it was like fucking $100,000 or something.
Oh, that's crazy. That's insane.
All right.
I mean, I know I believe Michelle Obama's a man now. I mean, I believe it all.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah.
that's a,
I
that's a
believe
dude
it all.
for sure.
I mean, did you see
100%.
the one thing Jeffrey Epstein wanted to, like, if he died, he wanted somebody to chop off his brain and save his brain and his penis so that he could use it when robotics become available.
What?
Yeah.
Ah.
And on that note, let's get into our Maha topics tonight. This one, this one I thought was very interesting. I don't really want to get too deep into it, but there are 3,625 high containment biolabs worldwide, and America houses nearly half of them. 73% of biolabs do not reveal their locations or pathogen activities. Pandemic profiteers have patented Nipah virus proteins and are integrating them into self-amplifying mRNA shots. So basically, what you have is pharmaceutical companies creating superviruses, creating vaccines, and then who knows if they're releasing them intentionally just to release the vaccine. We do know that Bill Gates and Jeffrey Epstein were very interested in figuring what to do with the poor people. And they've also talked about pandemics about 20 years ago and how, releasing one in the world would fare. And it's so odd that Bill Gates, was part of isn't he running WHO or something like that? Or funding it?
Oh, yeah,
But he's involved with the World Health Organization,
Of course.
and he's involved with vaccines.
Of course. He's
So-
sick. He's a sick puppy.
And
He
he
is a
is-
sick puppy.
He has mentioned time and time again that we need to reduce the world population. They're always so interested in reducing the world population because they know that if there's too many people and there's not enough resources, they're going to go after the top people. It's revolutionary style stuff, and then they'll take the resources that way. And the best way to ensure that you have a grip on humanity is by lowering the population to a point that you can still control them. And I believe this is, the Bill Gates ideology.
You think
For
the
sure.
COVID vaccine is going to help them achieve that?
I think the COVID vaccine did far more damage than we even realized, and that the censorship
yeah.
that they did during the Biden administration covered up a lot of the deaths that were happening because of the vaccine and not because of COVID.
You know what's fucked up though? You think about it. Like they forced our military to take that shit.
Oh, they
course
forced our
they did.
kids.
They forced
Yep.
our kids. They forced our military. So like what happens? What happens when we find out that COVID vaccine is as bad as we know it is? And our whole fucking military was forced to take it.
Yeah.
The
What's
draft.
the outcome?
Well, on the bright side, I do believe Pete Hegseth fired almost majority of that military and started bringing in his own people. So hopefully they didn't take it.
That's insane.
Another crazy thing about Gates is he's the largest private owner of farmland in the United States of America. So
Wild.
he's in control of food supplies
right.
at this point. And
That's
a guy
right.
who openly says that we need to lower the population is now in control of the facet of life.
Yep.
That's insane. He needs to he needs to be in jail right now.
Him and Fauci.
Yeah.
Or better
I know.
yet,
What's going
they
on with
should be
Fauci?
They should be getting vaccinated every 3 months. Just give it right back to them because they didn't want to take it. All right, this is the last thing I want to do for Maha. I just want to give you guys a little rundown of what type of bread you're eating. So the Florida Department of Health, and I give credit to Florida's Department of Health. They've been doing a lot of good work lately.
Not Dave's bread. Not
Has
Dave's
discovered
bread.
that
Come on.
glyphosate, a known carcinogen, is present in your favorite bread. This means one of the most commonly consumed bakery items is contaminated with a chemical linked to cancer. We need a massive overhaul of the food industry. Yes, Dave's Killer Bread. I'm very sad about that because that's like the only bread that's like unenriched. But Wonder Bread's up there. Sara Lee, Pepperidge Farm remembers. Nature's Own.
So then does that mean that Sara Lee doesn't have it, or Pepperidge Farm doesn't have it?
Levels were below the method of detection limit.
But they
It's
saw
still
it.
in there, but it's much lower.
Dave.
Yeah.
I feel so betrayed right now.
And this is why I tell people, make your own bread.
Yeah, I know.
I got to figure out how to start making my own burger rolls and hot dog rolls because I used Dave's Killer Bread for that. And I was a little shocked about this. I thought that they were a bit better.
Yeah.
You've disappointed me, Dave.
What about the ones that they
Well, I
make
guess
it,
it makes
in the
sense. If you
bakery
think about it, Dave's Killer Bread, the bread will kill you. So it does make sense.
Yeah, no shit. Absolutely makes sense.
Wah, wah, wah.
Well, and at what point did bread start making people fat? Because I know that wasn't always the case, but it was a process of how we grow our wheat, our grain.
Yeah.
We strip it of all of the minerals and vitamins.
It's not how we grow it. It's how we process it.
Yep, process.
It's not how we grow it. It's how we process it. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, John, to interrupt you.
And then we spray it with like folic acid, and then we put preservatives in it so that it won't spoil on the shelf.
Jesus Christ.
Damn, Zach.
Is there a fly in there, maybe?
Oh no! What is his?
This thing is fucked right now. Hold on a minute.
Blair Witch Project politics version.
He's possessed.
He's just like, screw it. I'm done. I'm done.
Hey,
All
hey
right.
guys. Hey guys. Hey guys. I see dead people.
Apparently.
Yeah, like the one right behind you.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, yeah, start looking into what you're eating. I can't stress this enough. The food that we have is garbage. Oh my God, what in the hell just happened?
That is awesome. How did he do that?
Well done, Grizzly.
That is awesome. Both Pfizer and Moderna had their vax programs defunded, I believe. And that was today, huh? That's pretty huge.
Yeah, I think it's time to get away from
great news.
vaccines. I think it's just a tool to make millions of dollars. I think they use the fear of these viruses killing you and causing all this harm to sit there and just get you to shovel out money to make you even sicker.
I have zero faith in them. Unless I'm going to like a third world country, like on a mission trip where it's like there's a specific thing that's prevalent. I don't know. Nope.
I mean, I was a vaccine skeptic for a while, but now I'm a no vaccine kind of guy.
Oh, same.
At
Same
this
with me.
point, God,
Yeah.
do what you do. If you want me to live, and I'll keep spreading your good word. If not, I had a good run. I already made it past my life expectancy.
Sorry, it's trying to take off. Did y'all see that?
You know?
It's a ghost up in this bitch.
And I think that's pretty much it. So anybody got any closing remarks? Come on, Dupe, what you got for us besides the Seahawks? Oh, they win. Oh, Super Bowl. So special.
Man, he ain't even talked about him tonight. Come on, give him a break. Look at just fucking looking over there again.
What was your favorite part of the game?
Was it when they won?
Actually, yeah. Favorite part of the game was Uchenna Nwosu's pick six. Last touchdown, last score. It was clearly the icing on the cake, the dagger in the back. Honestly, I liked the NFC Championship. That was the best. The Super Bowl, like I said, was a celebration party for me and my Seahawks friends. That's why I was so confident in our spaces. So that was great. As far as this goes, this is awesome. I'm really glad you guys had me in. This was cool.
Yeah.
John, you kill it with the organization. It keeps things flowing and going. So thanks for having me, guys. This was really fun.
Thanks for coming, dude.
Yeah.
We'll
Dude,
get you on
Your
here
favorite
again.
part?
Yeah.
My favorite part, like segment.
It wasn't when you streaked on the field.
Yeah, I thought that was you.
No, I was the
I
one
knew
that
that
got
was you.
away.
Bro,
Hey,
if you were going to streak, you should have told me. I would have put the bet in. You know, we could have all made some money off of this.
Well, I mean,
I was the
Mike's
one that got
paying
away. I
today. We're all
waited for them to
paying.
tackle that guy, and I went right behind him. You didn't see it.
Yeah, that guy folded too. Like he's like, "Oh no, fetal position, don't hurt me." When he saw that one guy coming,
Yeah.
Oh, he saw football pads coming, and not
Yeah.
a yellow jacket.
Oh, Grizzly. You don't even want to get me started on the Bad Bunny. It was
Dumb Bunny,
horrible.
he said.
The only thing good about the Super Bowl was the Seahawks winning. I'm happy for Dupe, and I'm happy for the campaign.
I'm happy for
So,
Duke,
and Mike
although,
said, "Great
like,
job, Dupe."
I feel like it's a little underwhelming when you're whooping so much Patriot ass. You know,
Yeah.
at least when my Giants beat the Patriots, it was like the last drive, Eli Manning,
Right.
helmet catch, or to
Yeah,
Manningham on the
Tyree.
sideline.
Yeah. So Dupe, everyone that's listening, please follow Dupe at Blackout Sunday. Sunday spelled Sundaes. Please follow him. He is a great friend of ours. He's been we've been getting to know him in the spaces for a while now, and so please follow him. He's a true patriot and great friend.
And if you're new, come visit us in the space on X. We have it every Thursday and Saturday at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. We'll be there. Come say hi. We'll get you in a speaker spot. Who knows? You could be one of our next guests on the podcast. You could be the next contestant on The Price is Right. No, I'm just kidding.
Now we're getting sued.
Yeah. Trademark.
Fuck.
Come on down.
The price is wrong,
Right.
John.
All right. Well, I think that's it. Are we done with
All right.
episode 6? Although I'm sorry we
Yeah.
didn't get to stream on X and Rumble. We're definitely going to fix that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will.
Yes.
Maybe we'll see the ghost in here next time too. so-
Yeah, I think it was the ghost that turned off
Yeah.
the X stream for no particular reason, even though we've done it flawlessly since.
Yeah.
All right. Good night,
crazy.
guys.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks,
Take
Nick,
care. I'll
everybody.
see you on Thursday or
Thank
Saturday.
you for tuning in. You got it.
Yep, yep.
See you guys.
Peace.
Bye.